Great to be part of Hack the Capital 2022. Tom, thank you very much for you and ICS Village for inviting me and Garland Technology to participate this year. This is our second year in a row where we've presented, and it's great to be part of this important conversation. As Tom mentioned, I'm going to talk about the importance of cyber flyaway kits to respond to IT security threats. I'll start with some introductions and background just to add some context for you. I am Jason Drewniak. I am the VP of Marketing and Biz Dev at Garland Technology. I work on a variety of projects to help communicate our value to customers, end users, and partners. And I'm grateful for opportunities like this to share some of our insights that we are hearing and seeing as we interact with a variety of stakeholders in the cyber community. Garland Technology is a network tap and network packet broker hardware manufacturer. We've been in business since 2011. We recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We're privately held. Our co-founders have put together a company and a product list that is trying to make network engineers and cyber professionals make their jobs easier. Our products are easy to use, are affordable, and compatible with a lot of varieties of technology. Network engineers and cybersecurity professionals, as you know, their jobs are very complicated, so we don't want to add to that complexity. On the screen is a picture of a network tap. It'll come up a couple times in this presentation. This happens to be a portable tap, and this one has 4 ports. The 2 on the left are network ports, and the 2 on the right are monitoring ports. We are proud to be a US-based company. We manufacture all of our products in the United States. Our manufacturing facility is in Richardson, Texas, which is a short drive from Garland, Texas, where the company borrowed our name. And we employ about 50 high-skilled professionals in the IT, OT industry. This is a rendering of a network, very, very simplified, obviously. Networks come in all shapes and sizes and complexities. This is just a rendering for the purposes of our discussion. So number 1 is a network. So there's a router and a switch. Number 2 is a tool. I happen to include Nozomi. I believe Nozomi is presenting next. Nozomi is a tech partner of Garland Technology. The network tool needs to plug into the network, and oftentimes a best practice is to use a network tap to plug in a network tool to the network. And the network tap is beneficial because it allows the traffic to flow between the router and a switch, and it makes a copy of that traffic and sends it to a connected tool. And it doesn't affect network uptime. It's invisible to the network. It has no IP address, therefore you cannot hack it. So network taps are a benefit of network engineers and cybersecurity professionals if they want to have full visibility. And really what we talk about at Garland is packets. If you look at our logo, we have a tagline that says, "See every bit, byte, and packet," because the packets are the truth, and tools are able to do their job. Nozomi is able to do their job to protect the network if it sees all the packets on the network and it sees all that traffic. And a good analogy is, think of it as a phone conversation. So these 2 ladies are speaking to each other, and we want to see every word that's spoken. We don't want to miss any parts of the conversation because that's really the truth. And tools like Nozomi, they need to see all the packets to protect the network, and Garland Technology is involved in providing that visibility. Of course, we are involved in traditional data center projects, working with IT, OT, ICS, critical infrastructure networks, and there's a great deal of effort being spent to improve visibility and security in these networks. But there's also this new requirement that we're encountering in the last year, and I'd like to explain that next. And as a marketer, I'm not very technical, so I try to keep things simple. I call it the go small phenomenon. And I wonder, do you get a sense that everything is getting smaller today? As an example, there's the tiny house movement. Good for some, not good for others. Tiny desks, tiny desk concerts, big fan. Although the desk really isn't that small, so we could debate that. Telephones have obviously continued to shrink over the years, and they continue to shrink by the day. I remember carrying one of these as a teenager 30 years ago, the one in the middle particularly, and now it don't even think you carry these anymore. You just use your mobile device to listen to music. My kids are young. They like cereal. Feel like when I go to the supermarket, cereal boxes get smaller and smaller every time. If you drove to Heck the Capital today, maybe you had some trouble parking because parking spots seem to be getting smaller. I was looking for some examples of things that got smaller, and I came across some interesting articles about Pringles. Look it up. There's a lot of super users that are angry that Pringles have gotten smaller over the years. And then finally, the poster child of get smaller is your economy airline seat on an airplane. So in the world that I live in every day, the data center, my colleagues are seeing this go smaller phenomenon as well. Not necessarily make the data center smaller. It's about making that data center solution smaller and putting that data center solution into a smaller form factor. And this need is driven by cyber teams that are deployed in the field to collect data or to troubleshoot or to respond to a problem at a non-traditional data center or a remote location or a satellite location tied to a main network. Network engineers and cybersecurity professionals, they need those capabilities to work in the field. They need to work where the issues are. Of course, here I have a photo of someone in military uniform. The US military definitely has the need for this today to fulfill their mission to protect the US and our allies, but also civilian and enterprise teams as well. They need to be able to quickly respond to cyber threats wherever those threats are happening. Because bad actors, as you know, you read about it all week long, they're using cyber attacks to threaten any and every vulnerability in the network, wherever it is. And threats are happening in IT networks that are in locations like this. Again, non-traditional places, but they're connected to a network, they are a network, and problems happen. So it might be someplace like here on a dock or here in this looks like a mine. Wherever these networks are located, potentially bad things are happening, problems are occurring, and cyber team needs to be deployed to them. And specifically, we're seeing these requirements for data center solutions that travel. So here's that small airline seat again. So folks that are deployed to problem solve, they need to be able to travel to these locations and address cyber threats. And a flyaway kit or a mobile cyber kit that fits inside a commercial airline's overhead bin are very helpful to their work. Here's a rendering of what I mean by flyaway kit. These kits include hardware and software that is needed to respond to a cyber threat and collect data wherever the team is deployed. They may include network taps, a server, network tools, both hardware and software, have a laptop, cables, pluggables, whatever the team needs to plug into the network, do what is needed, and then come home. This is a Mac. It's a mobile air cyber kit from JFL Consulting. Garland is fortunate to have our network taps and aggregators inside this kit. This is a good example. These kits are portable. They're lightweight. They are durable. So it protects the components inside. They have handles and wheels, et cetera, and generally one person can manage one kit at a time. This is a new requirement that's coming about and very important because folks are obviously trying to protect the data center, but now they have other needs too. They need to protect other aspects of the network. This happens to be a Garland product that is inside the Mac kit from JFL. It's an aggregator with a less than 13-inch depth. And that depth is important because it allows the kit to be fit into an overhead bin, meet TSA requirements for specific size and weight. Flyaway kits, cyber flyaway kits are important to help cyber threat responders really in three reasons. The first is this notion of an all-in-one solution. These kits need to have hardware and software and any cables and pluggables that are needed because often the requirements are unknown. There might be some surprises on the ground. All the tools inside need to be reliable and flexible. You may have things like a network detection and response, a sandbox tool, packet capture, an IDS, and then most important, you want to see those packets. So that is why having a network tap, network aggregator, allowing the operators of these flyaway kits to plug in, capture the network packets, and deploy them to the tools in the kit. Again, all in one. Second, stay with the experts. These flyaway kits need to be easy to transport. They'll need to be ready so they can be rapidly deployed. Oftentimes they're all packed up and ready to go, and a problem occurs and a team needs to be sent out. They can grab and go. The great thing is that the kit and the data, it never leaves the operator. Great on the way there, but probably more important when traveling home, that they have everything they need from that network so that they can do some solution solving maybe at home after they collect the data. And then finally, these cyber kits are important, and I put made in the USA there. That previous presentation talked about trust. Can we trust Chinese-made technology? And it's important that all components inside these flyaway kits are sourced from companies that manufacture in the US or sell product that is TAA compliant, because supporting US manufacturing is a win for everyone. If the operators of these kits can trust the tools inside and trust that the data that they're collecting or the solutions that they're providing on the ground are reliable, that goes a long way in giving them peace of mind that they're doing the right thing and they have the right tools at their disposal. My team and I spend a lot of time talking with people inside and outside the industry, educating them on things like these flyaway kits. And there is a need to protect the traditional data center as well, but there's also this new requirement that we need to be able to deploy data center solutions to areas where they're needed. I know I didn't have a lot of time today, and I'm sure you guys are getting hungry for lunch. So I listed my contact information on the screen. Feel free to use that QR code to connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to talk to folks in the future about questions or ideas about flyaway kits. But that concludes my presentation, so I appreciate everyone listening.